Hi friends, it is now week 2, so I thought I should start this vlog now. It is almost 11 p.m, so I'm about to go to sleep actually, and I haven't updated you all day. What have I been reading today? I started on Cujo by Stephen King, the next book in my Stephen King project. This book is set in Castle Rock, Maine, as a lot of other books are, and it started out with a reference to the Dead Zone, which made me quite happy. Obviously, that's not something I recognized last time I read it, but it started out, with a reference to that. So that was interesting. But I also remember, like, at this specific moment that I had read up to, more or less, before I had to hand it back in at the library when I first tried it out. It was like I was only like 20 minutes into the book or something like that by that time, so not very far at least. But I did end up reading or listening to almost 2.5 hours today, so that was pretty good, a good start to the week. Whenever I can get an hour in at work, it's good. So that I got like an hour and a half almost was even better. I don't know, I'm 32% into the book right now. If I calculate, it's 7 hours long and I read 2.5 hours. So about a third of the way. And I'm enjoying it. It has like multiple storylines, I believe. I mean, the main focus is about Cujo and how he's changing his behaviors because he's gotten sick. But then there's also a lot of other things going on with different families in Castle Rock. And yeah, I'm not sure how it's all gonna end up coming together, but it's interesting. And usually I don't care a lot about the narration of the audios. With the other recent Stephen King books that I've listened to, the narrators has been sort of mediocre, not terrible but not great either, and so I have a tendency to not pay as much attention to those books as I would have if it had been a great narration. So yeah, with this one, I'm really enjoying the narration. It's narrated by Lorna Raver. I don't know if I've heard anything from her before, but she seems familiar. So I think I have listened to something with her before. But definitely she is a great narrator for this type of book, I believe. Other than that book, I have also made a little progress in The Collapsing Empire. I didn't finish it, but I plan on reading the last. I think I have 11 pages left, and try and read them now before bed if I can manage that, because I'm pretty tired and it's almost 11. But otherwise I'll finish it tomorrow morning before I go into work, because I'm meeting in like half an hour later, so I have half an hour more in the morning, so I think I can squeeze that in. So yeah, that's my plan for now. So that's my update for today. I am gonna go off to bed now. I'll see you later. Bye. Hello friends, it is about 9 p.m, 9:15 p.m, no, it's 9:30 p.m. on Tuesday evening. I've had some issues with YouTube. It doesn't want me to watch the watch later videos right now, so the feature is wonky, and I decided I'm just gonna spend that time updating you guys instead. First up, I finished The Collapsing Empire today, finally. It took a little more time than I initially expected, but I did finish it. Like, I had 15 minutes left of the audio when I started it today. So yeah, my thoughts. Okay, let me see. I think I ended up rating it 4 stars. I think it's a pretty good book. It is entertaining and it's kind of fun, and it's easy to understand from a perspective that's not used to read a whole lot of science fiction. If things get too technical, I seem to not get along with the books. So for me, it's just important that there's an interesting type of plot and that the characters are interesting in some way. So yeah, as I said before, we follow a girl who becomes an emperor. No, what did he call it? Doesn't matter. And she basically finds out that there's something threatening the flow. There's also a rebellion working towards stuff and trying to change things. But she finds out pretty early on that there's something happening to the flow. The flow is how they travel between the different places in space. They have vacated Earth a long time ago because it was not possible to live there any longer, and so have this place called the End, where they have all of the equipment and food supplies. All of the things are here available here, and so it means that it might end up in human extinction in no less than a couple of decades. So this emperor she decides that now she needs to let people know and see if she can do anything. She doesn't want to lie to people any longer because people before that has speculated and have known that something was up and something was going to change, and they didn't do anything about it. So yeah, it was interesting. I enjoyed reading it, and it definitely ended up in a way that made me very curious about the second book that has come out. So I definitely plan on reading that sometime soon-ish. But yeah, so I think I end up on a 4 stars. As I said, I don't like it as much as Fascination, because Fascination was, to me, a lot better. I really got into the whole legal aspect of it, as well as I just like all of the fuzzies. Like, they were such amazing characters. But yeah, otherwise I've made a good amount of progress in Cujo today by Stephen King. I'm now about 65% through that book. I think I have about 2 hours left of the audio. 2.5 hours maybe, possibly, and that's basically in how much I've been listening a day, so I hope that I'll be able to finish it tomorrow. Cujo has been a great book so far, a good book so far, as it obviously has the storyline of Cujo, the St. Bernard dog. It started out being a generous soul filled with happiness and love for all of the people around him, couldn't hurt a fly. And then that's not really true, because he does chase stuff sometimes, even if he becomes playful. Somehow he gets rabies and starts acting differently. Like, it's a slow progress, but it gets more and more vicious as the book goes along. And then you follow another sort of storyline with monsters in the closet. Like, those are the two horrific storylines, I guess. And how if the monsters in your closet are real or not. And we follow it from a family's perspective, with a boy who's like very, really young and thinks that he believes he sees, and their parents struggles to try and make him able to sleep at night, and then second guessing themselves because they can see there's something off. And then those two storylines have sort of started merging together now, and yeah, I really enjoy it, and I find it to be a pretty good story so far, and I like the narration. I've said that before, and today I started back on the Fireman by Joe Hill, and I just, for a moment, I was like, maybe that's why she's familiar, because it's the same author, narrator that narrates the Fireman. So I went and checked the author's name, the narrator's name of the Fireman, and then on Cujo, but it's not the same. They just have really similar voices. So yeah, I'm liking both narrations. So obviously, But I did make a little bit of progress in the Fireman today after I finished the Collapsing Empire. I am now on page 493. So close to 500 pages. I have about 200 pages left. I will get through a good chunk of this tomorrow, I think, and I don't think I'll finish anything else today. I mean, I won't finish anything, but I don't think I will read anything else from these two books today. I am considering if I should read a little bit in Northern Lights or if I should pick something else to read, like my Kindle book, which will probably go a little faster. I don't really know. I don't feel like... I mean, yeah, I don't know. We'll see what I end up deciding on. I've actually started on a graphic novel the other day. I had been working on The Cloud. I forgot his name, but I decided to DNF it for now at least. But I think I DNF'd it for good. The art style is not really my thing, and I had really hard time reading it, and I didn't catch any of the things that was going on, so I changed it to something that seemed a lot lighter, and that was Teen Dog Volume 1, and so far it's definitely completely different, but I'm enjoying it. I read quite a bit of it the other day before bed, so we'll see how it goes with that one over the week if I pick it up again. So those are my thoughts for the day, and yeah, anyway, this was my update for now. I will see you later. Bye-bye. Good evening. It is now Tuesday evening, and I'm again about to go to bed, I think. But before I did that, I wanted to update you on my reading for the day. First of all, I finished another book for the week, so I'm on 2 books finished in 2 days. That's kind of impressive. Yeah, anyway, I finished Cujo today. Overall, I just really enjoyed this book. It is it's difficult for me to explain much about why I enjoyed it but there were some references to The Dead Zone, which is one of my favorite Stephen King books so far, that I was really happy to see. And so if you are planning on reading Cujo, I think just for the fun of it, that you should consider reading The Dead Zone first, because those references were interesting, and I enjoyed seeing some of the characters from that book in this story, because it's set in the same city in Maine. So I enjoyed the story overall. It didn't end up exactly how I wanted it to, but I mean, you can't expect a horror book to turn out the way you want it to. It rarely does. But it did definitely entertain me through the whole book, and I was really into the book from the beginning to the end. I was unsure if I wanted to give it like a 4.5 stars. I knew I wouldn't give it 5 stars because I was not up there with it. But I definitely really enjoyed it a lot. So I'm still pondering whether it's a 4.5. But I rated it 4 stars on Goodreads because I always downrate my stars and not uprate my stars, if you will. So if I do a 4.5, I will put 4 stars, but then write in the comments at the top of my review that it is a 4.5. Because I feel like it's wrong to give a 4.5 a 5 stars, for instance. It'd just be a lot easier if Goodreads just made it possible to give half stars. It's not that difficult. It really isn't. It shouldn't be. There are multiple other sites that has the feature of giving a half star, so it should be able to do it here as well. So yeah, finished that one. I'm really happy about it. The thing is that's funny is that all of these books that I've finished now in January, they're all about 350 pages each. But like 1,000 Pieces of You was like 9 hours long. Collapsing Empire was like 10 or 11 hours long. And Cujo was 14 hours long. And and they were all equal in size. So this is definitely a big difference in the type of book that I read. I finished that one, and another book that I made progress in today has been The Fireman by Joe Hill. Now I am on page 600 and, what did they say, 604 I think. 606. So I have about 150 pages left. I think I might be able to finish this tomorrow, but I mean, I've listened to about 100 pages today, so I probably won't finish it tomorrow, but at least I will be very close to finishing it. If I don't finish it, I think I must have an hour, maybe an hour and 15 minutes, maybe an hour and a half. I'm not exactly sure. So we'll see, because I also have a gym session tomorrow, because I need to go 3 times a week. And yeah, so I don't know how much listening time I actually will get, but we'll see about it. I started on a book today as well, after finishing Cujo, because I finished that right before I went home. I started on Black Magic Sanction by Kim Harrison, the 8th book in the Hollow series. I was a little unsure which book I would go to next, but still, this one was also one of those books that I have on my December TBR. I decided to go with this one, and this is also a large-ish book. Yeah, this one is 9.5 hours long in double speed. So because it's almost 20 hours long, so it's a really long audio that I will definitely not finish tomorrow, but I'll finish it next week instead. But yeah, I decided on it. I have not a lot of things to say about it because, as I said, I'm only half an hour in. It's only like 4% of the book as a whole, so it's difficult to say what it's going to be about. And I just had to wrap my head around getting into this world again, because it's been a year and a half since I read the latest one in that. So yeah, I probably should have thought about the last one, the 7th one again, but I just didn't really love that one. So I don't really want to reread it, but I hope that this next one will be a lot better, and we'll be back into what I really enjoyed about the first 5 books. Those have been my favorites, like books 3 to 5 especially, and then it took a little bit of a downhill trip with 6 and 7. But I have heard that this one is supposed to be better, so we'll see. But this was my update for this time around. I think it's been a good day. I think I've read like 350 pages today, so I'm not complaining. And now I'm gonna go to bed, and I might I'll try and read something from my Kindle book, Lady of the Dead by Gretchen SB. I think it's gonna be a quick one. It seemed like it from what I could tell, but we'll have to see when I get into it whether the writing style is something that's easy to read and stuff like that. And I was actually surprised at the amount of listening time I found at work today, because we've had some changes recently at my job, at my company, the company I work for. The owners is currently my bosses, decided to sell it to, they're part of a company, but they were self-owned, and now they sold it to that company so that they are completely in charge. So it doesn't make a big change on things, but it has meant that we are going to get a new general director thing. I forgot his title at the moment, but anyway, he's only here like once a week, maybe 2 days a week, and he hasn't been since before Christmas. So, but today he wanted to just see me in the process of doing some of my job, just so he could get a feel of how much time I spend on the different tasks that I have, and where we can improve it and minimize how much time I use on different tasks, so as my time can be managed a little better, if you will. And so that was interesting, but it also meant that I had to talk to him a lot today. So I was surprised that I actually managed to finish on Cujo, but I did. So yeah, tomorrow I might be able to listen to a lot more because I won't have that hassle. But we'll have to see about it. Anyway, this is my update. See you later. Bye. Hi friends, it is now Saturday. It's 12 p.m. it must be. Yeah, just past midday. I can't speak. I have been editing a video, my statistics video of the year, and it took forever. It's literally one of those videos that just has a lot of editing, and it's like half an hour long. Anyway, right now I'm on my way. I have to go buy some things, and then I have to go for a training session. So that is where I'm headed. I packed my gym bag. I have my headphones, as you see. So far, I have been reading a little bit in The Lady of the Dead this morning. That's like the only thing that I've been reading. And I'm now about 20% into that book, and I'm enjoying it. I think I'm gonna like it. It's following this girl called Gwen, who is a lady of the dead. She can see spirits and stuff, and this is set in a place where there's all of these obviously mythology, like werewolves and stuff, and something is threatening the world. There's a person kidnapping children, and they're dying, and so the main character Gwen has been chosen to try and find out what's going on because she can talk to spirits. So maybe some spirits have been watching what was happening at the playground and had some information, and then they find out that there's a lot more to that than just the kidnappings. It's not exactly him he's kidnapping for, but there's an ancient evil being that is the culprit of this, and so and there might be coming a war very soon, and so this is the focus right now. Yeah, I'm enjoying it, and I will talk to you later. I have to go now. See ya. Hello friends, it is now 4:45 p.m. I have read a little bit more in the Fireman. I am on page 665. So about 50 pages more or 60 pages more or something like that. That's all I have been reading today, apart from what I read this morning. Right now I am leaving because we are having a Christmas party, in January. The thing is, my dad's side of the family, we get together the second Saturday in January because we couldn't find time to gather all of us in December in the Christmassy days. So we just moved it to the second Saturday in January, so we know that that's the same every year. So today I'm gonna go for that, and so I'm going to pick up both my sister and my brother on the way, and I am about to leave. I just finished wrapping some gifts for a game, and so yeah, I am about ready to leave, and I just wanted to pop in and let you know my progress. I've been trying to get on my iMovies app all day to try and export the video that I made earlier, because I didn't do that back then because I had to leave, and it takes a while, and I can't really use my phone when that happens. But now I can't get on iMovies. It will not open. It keeps trying to open and then it shuts down. So I don't know what's going on. I'm gonna try again tomorrow. Otherwise I'll have to start over completely and do it on my computer, and all that time that I spent editing the content out that I didn't want to is wasted, and I have to start over. That's a little annoying, but I can't really do much about it. Anyway, I will leave now, and I will talk to you tomorrow. Bye. Hello. I forgot to do an update yesterday on Sunday to let you know how I've been doing over the past week, like a final update. Just slipped my mind, and so yesterday I didn't read a whole lot. I read a little more in The Lady of the Dead. I think I'm 30% in now, and then I listened to like very little of the Fireman, so I didn't really read a whole lot yesterday, even though I thought that I would. But turns out that I was busy the majority of the day, so that's why I also didn't end up updating you about anything. So over the past week, I managed to finish 2 books, which is good. But I definitely thought that I would have finished The Fireman as well. So my finishes were The Collapsing Empire by John Scalzi and Cujo by Stephen King. So 2 books off my TBR for now, and then hopefully early into next week I will finish The Fireman, and I will also hopefully finish Black Magic Sanction this week and get a head start into my next book. I think the next book I'm going to pick up after The Fireman is going to be my Danish book, the next book in the Great Devil War series called The Wrongful Death, because I think that's going to be the next one, and it's not super long, I think, so I can get through it a little bit quicker than the others. So yeah, so that was my final update for this week. Yeah, let me know in the comments down below what you've been working on over the past week, and if you enjoyed any of the books that you read. And if you read any of the books that I've been talking about, definitely also let me know about your thoughts, and if you agree with my thoughts about them. And finally, yeah, I'll talk to you all very soon. Bye.